Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is frankly Tottenham and Tottenham Fred here to talk about. I want to talk about we're 4 days left in the transfer window, and it looks like we've got a sweet buckle coming in, and that is very very upsetting. Very upsetting if we don't get all I wanted. I mean, what I really wanted was an attack, a creative box-to-box midfielder. Like I was hoping to go out and get someone like Kessie, maybe around that caliber, like someone like Kessie. But they're saying that's not going to happen till the summer window. You know what, lads and girls, we've been going through this bullshit for 21 years. I'm just not believing anything. I don't even want to look at Google or look at what we're coming in, or it's just too stressful. It's absolutely fucking stressful, and it's why. I mean, it's so obvious how Levy operates. He dangles people and deals and talks to people and agree terms with players, and then at the last minute there's some kind of you know thing that's wrong, or it's just the same story over and over and over. And it's like I'm sick and tired of just like waking up and going straight onto my laptop here and going, well, okay, dude, is there anyone signed? No, there's 4 days left. I mean, if you were serious about backing Conte, like Patatrek and Levy, you would come out full guns blazing as soon as January 1st happened. You know, like when you still got the hangover from New Year's Eve, you should have been like, we gotta get, like, we want someone in, like, in the next 10 days so they can help us in the next two Premier League matches in January. They don't think like that. It's just like, you know, we're just real estate to them, and they built a big freaking entertainment space station over our old White Hart Lane, and I mean, does anyone know that the money that they make off of concerts and things will go back into the Tottenham kitty? I don't know. I haven't looked deeply into that. Probably not. They probably have some kind of clause where the money they make separately from Tottenham goes into ENIC's purse, not into the Tottenham purse. So, yeah, it's fucking, it's really sad how we are. We're like I said in another video, in a 10-year, we're at the bottom of net spending. 20th. I know we have teams that come up and down from the championship, but we're always hovering around 19, 20. You know what I mean? 18, 19, 20. We're always at the bottom at net spending over the last 10 years. We're a joke, right? 2016-17, we had the perfect team. Perfect team. We had Lloris in goal, two centre backs, Vertonghen, Toby, Kyle Walker on the right, Danny Rose on the left, two great box-to-box midfielders in Wanyama, Dembele, and then we had the Fab Four of Ericsson, Dele Alli, Son, and Kane. If Son was a little bit more developed like he is now, we might have won a cup that year. But Son was just kind of, his season before, wasn't a great season. He was going to quit, but Pochettino begged him to stay. And then Pochettino obviously knows a good player when he sees it, because Son, scored 20 goals that season. And then we have this perfect team. We get to a League Cup final. We get to the semi-final of an FA Cup, and we are second place, runner-up in the Premier League. Now, if you're going to hit, like we had a hot iron there, burning hot iron, right? And what did Levy do? He put the hammer down instead of striking and making a sword out of that hot piece of lead or metal or brass, or whatever. He didn't, there was an opportunity to do something great. I mean, I don't know about you. In life, sometimes when I have high spirits and stuff, I think about soundtracks of movies like Braveheart, gladiator, and it makes me more pumped up and gets me to do. I work in construction, I build things, and I'm having a good day, and I've done some nice bit of finish carpentry, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really in it. I'm in the zone, and you know what I mean. And then I put a soundtrack into my CD thing, and I'm like, yeah, I love listening to soundtracks. Great pumping up music. I mean, do they? I mean, does Joe and Daniel? Do they kind of like? Do they think differently? Like, don't they have aspirations of greatness? I mean, all the aspiration they have is checking the bottom total of their bank accounts and smiling. I mean, a couple of digits on the bottom of a phone is their happiness, right? That is absolutely fucking ass backwards. Absolutely ass backwards. You should be wanting to make. They have an opportunity to make probably 1 million plus Tottenham fans very happy, especially after that 2016 and 17 season. We didn't get anyone the next season. The next window, that the summer transfer. They come out and said, you know what, we renewed contracts, and that's that. And even Pochettino was kind of like, we're better off keeping the players we have and spend the money that we were going to spend on the contracts of renewing the players. Okay, that sounded good at the time, but you're going into the next season. If anyone gets injured or anything, which happened with Kane and everything, it's just like you're living on a prayer with that. With just having one starting 11 and nobody on the bench to come in and relieve. You remember when we played Chelsea in the semi-final? They started without Hazard and their striker. I forget his name, the Spanish guy, or he's Argentinian. I'm not sure. But anyway, they didn't start the game. We scored 2 goals. They scored 2 goals in the first half. And then all of a sudden, Jose brings on Hazard and their top striker, and it's like they're in a different level because they have the back. I mean, we could go toe to toe with them with our starting 11, but when we tire and get to the 72nd minute, the 75th minute, Jose just brought on some fresh legs and then usually stole a game off, won the game. And who did we bring on? I think it was Trippier when we were down 4-2. All we had was a right back wing back. Trippier to come on, and it was so sad to watch on TV the semi-final, like when the commentators said, "Well, who are they going to bring on? We don't have a striker, we don't have a backup striker," and it's like we all see it, and now it's come to a point where people are totally pissed off. I mean, Arsenal fans are going through what we've been going through for the last 20 plus 30 years, and now they're all kind of like, oh my god, and they're saying, like, now I know what it's like to be a Tottenham fan. That's a sad state of affairs. Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. And Arsenal, you are going to have the same shit. Kroenke is just as bad as Levy. He don't care about, he just looks at things at property. He just spent billions on a new stadium, and his team's gone to the Super Bowl again. That's what he loves, is American football, not English football. So I'm secretly happy about that, though, that Kroenke's owning Arsenal. But all I'm saying is that we're both in the same boat, and I kind of like knowing now when I see some of my Arsenal friends and they're saying, like, we have a better history than you, but this sucks. This sucks. We don't have any strikers. We look like we're not getting anyone in the window either. And that's what Arsenal's situation is. So fourth place is going to be difficult now because Kante's probably, if Kante doesn't get anyone, he's going to be frustrated and say, we got an opportunity to get in Champions League and you're not pushing. I hope he doesn't walk. I don't think he'd walk. I think he'd walk at the end of the season. But unless there's some kind of thing where Levy promised and signed a legal contract saying in the summer window you're going to have this amount, and the January window is kind of left to, like, if we need one player, we'll do that. Because I can't see Kante coming back when he said no in the summer. There has to be some kind of agreement. There has to be. Unless Conte's just kind of like, I don't know, didn't sign anything and took Levy's word and shook a hand on it, like maybe Kane did with his contract. I mean, you never shake a rat's hand. You know what I mean? Levy's a rat. He is. He's just a rat that's living off the money of the working class, people. And as working class people, we are sick and tired of being used. It's a sad day. It really is. If we don't get anyone, there's 4 days left. If we don't get anyone in the window, if I was living in London still and had a season ticket, I'd tear it up. I'd say that's my last year. I'll watch them on TV, but I'm not going to buy any more merchandise. I'm not renewing my season ticket. I'm not going to. It's the only way to shut them down is to shut the tills down. Once they see there's no money coming in from the hot dog and the hamburger stands and all the beer, you know what I mean? We have to do something. We as a unit of fans, our club, we have to kind of like 500 people in the piss and rain moaning. It's not going to get the attention. We need thousands and thousands and thousands of people out there, like making noise so the news picks it up. Not just sports news, but regular news pick it up. Embarrass them. If the regular news runs a story on, the depression that ENIC, Joe Lewis, and Daniel Levy has brought to us, you know what I mean? It would be a big story, actually, to people that don't know much about football. And then there'll be people that don't watch football, like a lot of women. They don't watch football, especially here in America. Like, their boyfriends have got really big into Premier League, but American women don't understand it. But if they maybe watched the documentary on how badly we've been used, it would embarrass Lewis and Joe. Joe in the middle of the ocean, with his yacht, with his internet antenna. It's, he's going to read it, he's going to see it, and then he's going to, hopefully, probably not, but hopefully he'll feel like a bit of a piece of shit, Probably not, once you make a bargain with the devil, that's it, your life on earth is what it is. Frustrating times, people, frustrating times. Well, anyway, thank you for letting me rant and have a little bit of therapy. As I said before in my videos, being diagnosed with terminal blindness, and I've lost my medical glasses, so I can't really see shit. But yeah, I've got new glasses coming. But ever since I've been diagnosed with that, doing this is kind of therapy, just kind of talking. Even if I don't get a lot of people to follow me, I'm still going to do it. It's like kind of like whoever is listening to me or whoever likes what I say, that will give me a warm feeling in my heart and help me with the depression of going blind, and also the depression of being a Tottenham fan. So if I appreciate a subscription and a like comment. That would be nice. I don't have a ton of friends. I've always been. When I was younger, I was very, I was a party animal and everything, and I might have burnt a few bridges back then. But now that I'm 50, I'm a lot wiser and a lot more. Just a better person in life. I've kind of returned back to my roots of being Catholic, being close with Jesus Christ again, and understanding in this world that I do believe that we were brought to this world to feel pain, feel love, feel joy, feel sadness, feel everything we can possibly feel. And God gave us those senses because I think He wants to see how we use them. And I think the purpose of being on this planet is to, have a family, try to have a family, of course, be. You don't need to have a family. I don't have a family. I never had children, but I want to help people, and I want to, I want to make people happy, and it's a vanity thing too for me, because when I make people happy, I make myself happy, and I think God will be okay with that, with me feeling happy about making other people happy. And I think that's the goal, that all of us should try and make people happy to make us happy, because if everyone's happy, it's less depression, less suicide, less everything. So, yeah, let's be more, especially these days, things are so polarized politically and everything, and people have got their masks on, no one talks to each other, and everyone's down in their phones. Back in my day, in the 70s and 80s, everyone was more, had to connect more. You couldn't text into your job and say, I can't come in. Back then you had to pick up the phone and talk to the boss, and that was nerve wracking. So half the time people were like, oh, I'll go to work. But now you're kind of like, I am sick, not coming in today. Thank you. Go on. And then you just go back to sleep. There's lots of things that we have today that have spoiled us, and a lot of things have damaged us through being spoiled. So anyway, frankly, Tottenham's out. Tottenham Fred, say goodbye. Bye. Love you. Take care, and give a like and a subscribe. That would make me happy.